Hi Pottery peeps. So we have another kiln opening today and it's really early in the morning. Excuse the bags underneath the eyes, burning the candle at both ends. You'll have to let me know if you do this. This is like the home stretch of the year for potters, or at least for me. You've got Halloween, you've got Christmas, all the fall things. There's so many fun things to make in pottery for fall. I think I enjoy it more than making for Christmas. But we got a studio sale in 2 weeks and we're building the clay shed. I've got walls up. I'll post a picture in here of the walls, and we're working on the rafters and the roof today. We're just doing it on the weekend. Today's Friday and my son actually is helping, and you know what? I raised 4 kids and they're all workaholics. Their parents are workaholics, but they married people that are workaholics, and we're all project people. So we're all just super busy all the time, and we like being busy. And but sometimes you need to relax, though I don't know quite how to do that. That's really tough for me. Update on the hubby. He's not doing as good as we had hoped. He saw the infectious disease guy last week, and they think there's an abscess under the skin. Still really hot to the touch, still really inflamed. So he's scheduled for an MRI, and of course they can't do the MRI till next week, and makes you worry, you know, that you got 2 weeks from the time the doctor wanted the MRI to when the insurance would approve it and getting him scheduled. If the infection isn't just going to take off, then now we're going to talk amputation. It's like amputation's been on the table all summer, from his foot to his toes to, and now his leg is being affected. So this is whatever that piece of metal was that he stepped on. I think it came from space or something, and it's full of radioactivity, or it's really done a number on him. So we're doing that next week. So fingers crossed that everything turns out. And we also have the studio sale. I don't know if I mentioned that already. Had to restart this video because I got interrupted. So I might have mentioned it already. But studio sale in 2 weeks here at the house. So we're getting ready for that too. And of course doing the clay shed build. So I will insert a couple of pictures of the clay shed build so you can see kind of what we're doing. I mean, it's a simple build. We call it a fish camp build because, you know, as many of you know, we're from Alaska and commercial fishermen in the summertime, and you just throw up a building and it's nothing special, no wiring, no insulation, no nothing. It's just walls. And so that's what we're calling it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and see what's inside this kiln. We got some of those mushrooms that fell, grinded them off. Let's see if we saved them. All right, at first glance, they look like they're standing upright. Got a lot of ornaments in here too. Actually, you're a little crooked. Hold on just a second as I straighten you out. All right, still some heat, even though it's saying 95. Okay, so this plate is Savannah's. I put it on a cookie just to help it warp. I wonder, it's actually sticking more than it should. So if you get a sticking, sometimes just prying it up a little bit with a screwdriver just breaks that, there we go, just breaks that seal. Good. Oh, so the middle of this plate must have been dipped a little bit because it actually pulled off made a dimple in the cookie. So she'll have to, she can save that. She can grind that off. So, but this was hand painted. Isn't it beautiful? She did do some silk screens on this, and then she hand painted the grapes on it. Savannah is amazing with the hand painting. I also, in this kiln, I kiln washed everything and dipped all my stilts in kiln wash. I'm tired of stuff sticking. And I did actually do some research, and I kiln washed my advancer shelves. I noticed that Vaughn Smith from West Coast Bell Pottery, who I follow, who I absolutely love, and he's got 45 years of experience And oh, broke one. Sometimes that happens. I must have had some glaze and broke that. These were all done with Moody Blue, and I did a silk screen, and then I don't know if you can tell, but I carved them just to kind of give them more of a frosty look. These were done with porcelain. They're really thin and just dipped in my studio clear. Let's see. These are Savannah's, and she has painted these with colored slips. And it's really cool because the colored slips gives them, they're raised. And then she's also slip trailed these. These ones are on B-Mix with the Studio Clear. These are also Savannah's. Savannah's got a lot in here. Caroline's got a little bit, but Caroline's been super sick. And so we were really worried about Caroline, but she actually made it to class for the first time this month, this week. And so we're really glad she's on the mend. She's 16, she's my youngest student, and of course, my nieces too. Everybody went back to school and everybody got super sick. So these again, slip trailed. She slip trailed the scarf, so it's really cool because they're raised. And then she's decorated all of these ornaments with slip trailing. I think she's going to be super happy with these. Again, all of these are slip trailed, all different. I've done a really good job on these. And then the mittens are all different. Very fun. That's a really fun activity for anybody, really. But if you're looking for stuff that's easy to do, like somebody who doesn't know a lot about pottery, that's a good starting point. Get their feet wet. All right, this one I had on a little hook with little dots, little blue dots. And let's see if I did a good enough job on these guys so I don't lose any on them. There we go. These ones I didn't carve. They're just slip trailed with the Moody Blue and then the clear. Or not slip trailed, silk screen. These ones are carved, but these ones aren't. I actually had an order for 12, so I just made a whole bunch. Anytime I have an order for something, I just make extra. All right. These are the same. They're all snowflakes. And they're all done on porcelain. I might luster them. I might give them a little bit of extra. I'll actually have to ask the person that... We haven't done a luster fire in a while, so I might luster them. Do some mother of pearl on them. I think that might be really pretty. This is, in case you haven't seen some of my videos, this is a jewelry tree. Just, you can Google jewelry trees. There's a bunch of different ones out there. And it came with these wires, high fire wires, or not really wire. Well, they're metal, but, and of course they bend after a while. I've actually, since it came with it, and I've used these for years, I probably should look into replacing them since they bend, but they still work. So we're still going with it. This is Savannah's little jar, and I think it's just black, pitch black from Clayscapes that she's used on this. And this one, I'm not sure what she's done on this. It's really pretty. I really, really like the runs there. Yeah, usually I can kind of tell what she's done, but I have no clue. Could be blue or teal over something. That's really pretty. This was a refire. Huh, good thing I put it up. Well, I had it up on a post so I can grind those guys off. But I had some bubbling in the bottom and I wanted to get rid of that. This started out with winter woods on the base, and then the passion flower, and I think I just put a little bit of the pearl white and then fired it. It was that bottom that was bubbled that I needed to get more melt. This was a cone 6 firing with a 10-minute hold. All right, let's check out our mushrooms. I grinded my advancer shelves. I do that a couple of times a year just to get them cleaned up. Okay, so this is Savannah's. She's calling it her ghost fish. So she made a fish, and it's a dead fish. It's actually kind of cool. I really like how she did it. And she just wiped in under glazes and wiped them back. And then we've got the studio clear. I love the eye. It's got a skull. Carefully set that down. All right, so these are my advancer shelves that I put kiln wash on. And I did some research about doing kiln wash on them, because I know that Vaughn does, and it got me curious. And so when I actually contacted Advancer Shelves, the company, if you have, if I have a lot of glazes that tend to spray or spit, and I get this little stuff on my shelf. And then of course when you're firing, you get dirty bottoms because it sticks to the bottom, and then all the bottoms have to be grinded off. And if you're using a porcelain or a porcelain stoneware, and we use a lot of B-mix, that tends to flux more than a lot of other clays. And so it can stick to the shelves, and I've been noticing my posts are sticking to the shelves, which is one of the reasons why I dipped my posts in kiln wash too, to see if that would help. And I grinded them all smooth first before we did it, and so we'll see how this works. So I do have some cleanup here. This is one of those mushrooms that I did in the video, and it's on the Terra Red, and I did fire brick and winter woods, and I did some kimchi on and the kimchi went blue. It's actually very, very glossy, and I've got a little ladybug up there that kind of gets lost, but I decided to make a fairy house out of one of them, and it's hollow all the way up, and I'm gonna put, hopefully I can fit them in there, I'm gonna put fairy lights inside of it, and I got a little door. I'll take better pictures after the video so you can see, but yeah, that turned out really cute. And I just glaze fused them in the kiln, and they did not tip over this time. This is another one that I've made into a lamp. So I punched a bunch of holes. This is the fire brick, and winter woods first, winter woods underneath here, fire brick, and then I did some of the pearl white on top. And interesting, on that Terra Red, that pearl white went blue. It's kind of cool. Looks really dangerous. And that poor ladybug. Anyway, so if I can find my fairy lights, I will put it together and show you what I wanted. You could put a tea light underneath here, like not a, well, I guess you could do a flame, or one of the little flickering battery ones, and it hopefully will shine up. Maybe that's what I'll do instead of stringing fairy lights in it. I'll have to dig them out and see what I can find. Okay, these two were the ones that fell in the last one. Cool. So I did have to grind right here, so it's not quite is pretty right there, but it's not sharp. And I did have to grind up here, and that worked out okay. So I just added a little bit more glaze and fired it, and we've got a really good connection there. Nice. So save that one. It's always such a win when you can save something. All right, so we saved this one too, it looks like. This one still moved a little bit. I'll probably keep it as my own because it's not quite so pretty underneath. And it did run a bit, so we've got some grinding. But Winter Woods, and then I can't remember what I ended up putting on top, but I love that. It's really glossy. I don't know if it's coming through, but those lines, really love that. So, okay, so we've got some more ghosts, and this beautiful hand-painted bowl by Savannah. She is trying this out. She didn't even want to keep this bowl because she got a little bit of an S crack in the bottom, but it didn't go all the way through. Her mother wants it, so I made her glaze. She was just going to do the inside and not clear glaze over it, so I made her do it so she could give it to her mom. And then these are Savannah's pumpkins. Uh-oh, dang it. Got a little too close to the bowl. So that'll get grinded off. And this actually was a refiring. I've been getting some crazing and I don't know why. So I think I've got a couple of glazes. I think it's the shadow blue. I don't know if it likes the nebula, and because it's cracking, and you can actually hear it crack. So I need to find out what's going on there, because I've had some of these crack. Not fun, because I really, really love that combination. So let's see if this one, yep, right there. I don't know if you can see where it's cracking, crazing, and it's sharp. I don't know if you can see it. So I gotta do some research there. See if I can save that combo because I really like it. This is the Saffron Chino by Spectrum. And these are Caroline's Ghosts. She's made some salt and pepper shakers. A couple of them actually. And this is out of Reclaim, so they've got little specks in them too. Interesting enough, I found out, because they've been doing the farmer's market every Saturday all summer long, starting since June. And you've seen how many, if you've been watching for a while, you've seen how many of these little thimble ghosts that I pull out. And they've sold out of their ghosts. So if you're looking for a market in your area, especially this time of year, you might want to think about these little thimble ghosts, because they are completely out of ghosts until they get these for, this is Friday, September something, the end of September, because we're heading into October. I don't know what day. Is it the 28th, 29th? I don't know. I never know what day it is. I barely know what month it is. But the farmer's market's tomorrow, and so they need these ghosts for tomorrow. This was a refire. It did run some more, but it had some pinholes in the bottom. They're all covered up, but maybe not that one. Maybe I can fix that with a Dremel. It's just a teacup or wine cup. So these are cream on the outside, clayscapes, nebula in the middle. Because I don't know if it's my nebula that's cracking, so I put the pearl white on the nebula to see if if it was the pearl white that I've added to those bowls that's making it crack. But these look good, and I don't feel any cracking. This one's done the same way. I actually think it's the shadow blue. I don't know if it's too thick, but see, I brushed that shadow blue on, so I know that it's not too thick. So research, it's all about testing. This is Savannah's, and she's just done the black velvet underglaze without any glaze on the outside. She's done stroke and coats for the eyes, and then she's glazed the inside with the Studio Clear so that it's food safe. But cute little cat bowl. Another one is Savannah's, and this is done in reclaim, so we've got some speckling, but really pretty. And then she hand painted the leaves, the vine on here. Okay, so here's another one of these pumpkin platters. This one I did with the speckled tuxedo from Stroke and Coat. So it's got specks in it. I don't know if I like it. I mean, it's okay. I don't know. It's kind of different. I don't know if you can see that specks on it. I don't know. I have to live with that for a bit. See if I like that. I think I prefer just the plain pitch black. All right, so another refire on one of my little dishes. And then more ghosts. And then Caroline has made some fun little, oh, I love this one with the mushroom hat. Yeah. And then these are Caroline's little bunnies. So I've got some pinholes on this, so this is going to be refired. Sometimes that happens with the Coastal Blue. It'll be just fine, and then all of a sudden I'll have some pinholes. This is the shadow blue with the pearl white. No cracking here, or at least not yet. So I need to watch this to see if this is going to crack, to see if I can figure out what's going on with that. So I went ahead and glazed the fish I broke. Because one of you commented that I could put it in a corner, have the tail come out, you know, in the corner. And so I decided to go ahead and do that. This is the Mako's Azurite. It's not a food safe glaze, so I've been using it on things that of course you're not gonna eat off of. This is the Rose Quartz from Mako. Azurite's also from Mako. That's actually a really cool combination. And I believe this is the Deep Sea by Amico. And yeah, it's tails in the bottom. So this fish, I did, man, it's really popping. It's really cracking over there. This is the Autumn Purple by Spectrum, Deep Sea. Can't remember what I did the lips in. And I think I did the Pacific Blue Clayscapes. I love that Pacific Blue on here, and Tim Stark Celadon on here. So this one turned out really cool, and no cracks. So I got one good fish. Okay. Ooh, my whale looks cool. So this is the fin, or the tail, to this one. So what I'm going to do is I am going to mount it in the corner like this, so like it's going around the corner of the wall. We'll see if that works. If it works, I'll take a picture and share it. I'm not gonna do it today though. That'll be for a project later. These are, oh, she didn't get the glaze completely off too close, so it did. She's got some grinding. This is the kimchi by Spectrum. And this is just a bowl done in pitch black. These are Savannah's. Oh, I don't know what she's done here. It's got to be what she did on that other one. Oh, that's pretty. She does this sculpture and carving. She's carved that rose out. It's just gorgeous. And then painted it. I think she's going to be really happy with that. And then I got some butterflies in here that are Caroline's. And she's just done these with stroke and coats. Actually, I think she slip trailed them and then covered them with glaze. But very pretty. All right, let's see how you did. My first whale, and probably the biggest one. This one's going to my daughters. Okay. He turned out really cool. So I did do the shadow blue on this with the pearl white. I did black wash with the velvet underglaze and wiped it back. I did Glacier, Amico's Glacier here, the shadow blue here, and then I did just strokes of pearl white. Okay, so far I'm really, really happy with that. Let's hope it doesn't start to craze or crack, because that's really cool. I'm really proud of myself. I'm not one who's done a lot of sculpture. I consider this kind of sculpture art. I'm more of a functional potter, but you start doing pottery long enough, you start branching out into different things. So I'll take a picture of this so we can see it out of this yellow light. All right. Okay, where to put him? All right, that's it for this one. Got stuff that didn't make this one, so we're loading it again, doing another bisque firing too in the next couple of days. And let me know which was your favorite. I'd like to hear which appeals to you guys. And I'm gonna go and take pictures of these and I'll have them at the end of the video. And then I'll get working on Saturday's video and get that up too. Today's my filming day, so I keep Friday mornings open for that. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day where you're at, and I hope you can get muddy, and we will see you in the next video.